What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to be going over some tips and tricks on Miscreated. I'm going to go through 10 of them, and I've got about 3,000 hours on this game. You know, I've played it up, down, left, and right, and any way you can describe playing the game. I like to consider I'm pretty good at it. So basically, I'm just going to go over 10 of them. We're going to go through them pretty quick. Anybody, you know, likes this video, you know, like, hit subscribe. So like I said, we're gonna go through these pretty quick. If you guys want any more details on these, you know, be sure to, you know, write in the comments below. You want an in-depth explanation or a guide, basically, to any of these tips further. So basically, number one, so you want to build your base walls 3 high. You want to build them 3 high because if you don't, people are going to get into your base and take all of your shit. So basically 3x4 walls, they're 3 meters high. You want to make your base 9 meters high. The reason for that is people can take SWAT trucks, military trucks, take the front tires off, jump on the roof of the SWAT truck. Then they can walk on up to the back of the SWAT truck, drop their duffel bag vertically, jump on the top of your duffel bag, and then jump into the top of your base. And it is tall enough to jump in the top of your base, and they will do it because people are scumbags. So you're going to want to build your base 3 high. Also, when it comes to the base, you know, make sure you're doubling up your walls. If you're not, you know, you don't have the ability to plate your walls yet, and you just have wood, it doesn't take long to get through your walls with hatchets or explosives. Even if it is, you know, padded up with you know, metal, people are going to still blow through to get what they need. It only takes 2 C4. Granted, it's hard to get. It only takes 2 C4 to take down up. So you're going to want to make sure you have an outside layer of your base, kind of like a big wall, and then like a moat area almost. And then in the center you have your basically keep that is 3 walls high, and then within that you want to have like your armory in your loot room, etc., your vault per se. And you don't want to use any of the heavy base parts you get and go back to your base on the exterior. You want to put those things inside your keep in the armory on the interior, so after they take down all the walls to get into your base, they then have to go through the layers that you've applied to your base just to get to your loot. And there's a lot of ways of doing that. Like I said, if you want to get in more detail, leave a comment below. So if you're chopping wood, and tip 2, by the way, if you're chopping wood and it's fucking loud, like it's really loud, the wood chopping is killing you, you can step back a few feet, keep chopping the wood, and it'll get rid of the wood sound and you'll chop the wood. Try that out. So basically you're standing near the wood tree, whatever you want to call it, and you're hitting the tree. It's making the sound. Back up and keep swinging until you can't hear the tree getting hit anymore, and you'll still collect the wood but not hear the sound. Also, you can type in auto clicker on Google, and the first link that pops up it's called auto clicker. It shows like a little white mouse kind of thing, icon. You can download that. I'll actually put the link in the description. Auto clicker, download that, and you can set how many milliseconds. So you can click once, you press start, and then you can select how many milliseconds you want it until your next click. So basically you click once and it'll keep clicking, and just walk away and go make a cup of coffee and some food. You'll be able to still collect wood. Also, make sure you put down a big chest, like a storage chest, and a small platform. Get on top of the platform and then walk away. Otherwise, beetles, after you hit wood for so long, beetles or spiders will come out and you know, they'll kill you if you walk away for too long and you don't know that they're actually there while you're walked away. Okay, so number 3 is third person in a car. So a lot of people ask me when I'm streaming the game, how are you able to zoom in and out while you're, while you're driving? How are you able to scroll in and out too? And the way to do that is when you're in a car, you turn it on, right? Say you're in third person or first person, it doesn't matter. You can press F1 to go into first person, right? So say you're in third person, you get in the car, you're still in third person, you're looking around the car, you press F1, go in first person, and then all you gotta do is press your inventory button twice, like tap tap. Your inventory doesn't have to show up. If you're driving and moving, your inventory won't show up unless you stop. You can just still tap your inventory button twice, or if you're in the passenger seat, open your inventory, close it, and then you'll be able to scroll in and out, and the noise of the car will be stuck as to wherever you first pressed your inventory button at. So say you're in third person, you press F1, go in first person, and then press your inventory button a couple times, and then scroll in and out. It'll be stuck in the quiet sound. That way you can be driving around in third person, but it'll be very quiet. It won't be loud for you. Same if you're in first person, you get in the car and you press F1, go in third person, and then press your inventory button a couple times, and then start driving, scroll in and out, it'll be stuck in the third person sound. You know what I mean? Whatever it is before you press your inventory button is what the sound will be. Another thing, guys, tip number 5 now, or tip number 4, do not use a red dot or a holo sight on your guns. That is a big no-no. Do not do that. They do not render. For whatever reason, the developers haven't really, fucked with the functionality of it that much, so it's kind of, messed up. You're going to want to stay away from the holos and the red dots. ACOG's okay. I don't prefer it unless I'm using like a sniper or an ACOG or a, any other long-range rifle. I'll either use the hunting scope or the ACOG scope. I don't really use it on my rifles. I just go straight up iron sights, and I don't even use the iron sight kits that it gives you. I just use the standard iron sight that you start off with, and that's the best. It's the most responsive, and it's 100% legit. I am now getting shot at, but we are dinking, dodging, and ducking, baby. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to look at the map now, and I'm going to show you where all the base parts spawn. So let's take a look here. Alright, so base parts, they are very, 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 very good for you. They upgrade your building. They make it so you can have better defenses. They, basically give you everything that you need when you're defending your base. So you can find the base parts in a ton of different locations. I'll show you where a couple of them are. Alright, so here we go. You can find them in Brightmoor. Okay, you can find them in Brightmoor at the back where the junkyard is. There's 2 spots at the junkyard. Okay, if you make your way down the street, you have the Pinecrest Derby. You go into the back of the actually in the side of the Pinecrest Derby near the 2 green, little garages. There's a spot there in the very back that if you follow the path down in the back of the Derby, there's a trailer park or a trailer home, and you can find a part there. You come back out, go down the street, and then there's a road right before the diner in between Pinecrest and Brightmoor. Or in between Pinecrest Derby and Brightmoor, there's a trailer park. You can take this road all the way up until you get to a lumber yard. At that lumber yard, there is 3 different spawns for base parts. Okay, now you come all the way back down. Now you can go to Cape Bay here. In the back right of Cape Bay, there is a warehouse over this way. And if you get to that warehouse, there is a base part spawn there as well. There is also a base part spawn across the street from the shop and save here. Okay, now you keep going up this road, you get to a small town that is, I don't think they show the small town here. Maybe this is the small town. It's along the shore here. Yeah, okay, it's past Hayward. This is the small town here. Keep going this way, however you want to get there from the map. In this small town here, there's a base spawn here in the open field. There's another one at a garage here, and then there's another one at a little farm shack here. In the fields is where you can find base parts. Okay. You can also find base parts in Hayward at the junkyard by the police station. And then across the street from the junkyard over here is a warehouse with a bunch of empty containers. You can find one back there as a base part. Over here by the other mechanic shop is, say you got your back to the mechanic shop, you can go left to the gas station or go right down the road. If you go right down the road, there's a blue scaffolding there and a base part spawns right there in the middle. There's also base part spawns at every single radio tower other than this one. Okay, now you can pause this video at any time and go back and pay attention to where I'm saying there's base parts that spawn. Also at the airfield on the beach is the base part spawn. In the back here is a little, there's crates or slash like a little junkyard looking thing here. There's base parts that spawn there. When you go into the airfield, bang a left, and then there's those little garages and the mechanic shop across from the office building. There is base parts that spawn there as well. Okay, you go up to Horseshoe Beach at the Stairway to Heaven is base parts. All along these houses here outside of the airfield and up through Horseshoe Beach. So these farmhouses that come up here have base parts, right? Now, Rocky Trailer Park has base parts, and across the street from Rocky Ripple Trailer Park is a little house with a rock wall that goes around it that has a base part there too. Go around Horseshoe Beach. There's a few base parts here. There's one actually on the driveway of a house. All right. Go up here. You take a right to go towards Woodhaven. There's a little red house on a lake. I think it's actually like right here. Is like a house on a lake, a red house, and it usually has a speedboat behind it, but in front there's usually a Bucky or a base part there. Woodhaven doesn't have any base parts. What now? Cinna Park sometimes has one. There's a warehouse here, actually, right here. Haven Distributors, that has a base part occasionally. Excuse me. Where else are there base parts? Right, okay. Now you come up to Brightmoor, you go down, there's the Brightmoor Bridge here. You keep going straight under the bridge, you take a right to go to warehouses, there's base parts here. Where the Brightmoor Bridge is, if you take a left at the bridge and follow the road up, you will come to a, like a little house in the field to the right. There's a house with a garage, and right in front of that garage there is a base part there as well. If I'm missing any of the base part places, let me know. How base parts work is you have a server restart that happens, and basically, basically 2 to 3 hours after the restart, the base parts will start showing up in the locations that I just said. Alright, we're gonna go with tip number 6 now, is cycle your cars. So basically cars will despawn on default in official servers if they are not tended to after 2 days time. So you have 48 hours after logging off to log back in and cycle your car, or else it will despawn. How do you cycle your car? You just open the inventory on it, or you get in it, or you turn it on, or you flicker the lights. I like to do every single one of those, so when I get online, I'll just, if I'm not feeling like I want to play, I'll just log in for 2 seconds, jump in my car, turn it on, turn the lights on and off, get out, open the inventory on it, and then that's it. That's it, my car's cycled. It'll last another 2 days. I don't have to touch it if I don't want to play for another 2 days. And, that varies on the modded servers or not. If you have a modded server, then, some of the despawn timers are unlimited, or they're 20 days to 4 days to less than 2 days. So, get in your server's Discord, figure out what their mod is on that, and, go accordingly off of that. So now we have where to find gold guns. Easy one. Okay, so tip number 7. So, gold guns. You can find gold guns simply in motels. You can find them in gas stations, and you can find them at blue scaffolding. So you can find them in the gas station at Woodhaven. You can find them in the motel at Woodhaven, and also in the fire station at Woodhaven. Okay. You can also find gold guns in any of the gas stations around the map. Check everywhere, behind tables, on shelves, on the roofs. You know, they're everywhere. You know, it varies. They're rare, so you're not going to always find them in these spots, but this is where they do spawn. You can find them at the motel in Cape Bay. You can find them at the motel in Hayward. Find them at the motel in Woodhaven, and that is about it. You can find them at the 2-story motel locations, not the single-story one like the one in Brightmoor. Also, they usually spawn at the bigger gas stations, so not like this small one, not this small one, not the one that's in the back of Hayward back here, not this one along the road. They're in the bigger gas stations like this one, Woodhaven, across from Sultan, in Sultan. This Pinecrest gas station does not have them, even the bigger one. So it varies, but that's where you'll find them 100%. Also, you can find gold guns in any of the loot areas. You can find guns in the loot areas and ammo in the loot areas. All the guns vary, all the ammo varies. It's all random, but that's where you will find them all. You can mainly find the ammo and loot. So this ties into the next tip as well. Ammo and loot. So you can find them in the scaffolding areas, the military checkpoints. Basically, if you start from Brightmoor, okay, good starting point where a lot of people spawn. Go across the Brightmoor Bridge, keep going straight, keep going straight, keep going straight, keep on going straight. You'll get to another bridge that crosses over perpendicular from you. On top of that bridge is scaffolding on each side with tons and tons of loot. Tons of loot. Off to the right is a bunch of tents in a little dirt area with cop cars. Those are military tents with a lot of loot as well. Okay, if we backtrack, you're going up to the bridge. After you loot the bridge, take a left here. Go up the path. There's a dirt path here. Go up it. The road will turn into dirt here. Go up. Keep going up. You'll pass a red house on your left, but keep staying on the path. There will most likely be wolves at the bend. Be ready. You can outrun them. Keep going up, 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 up. You'll get to a little farmhouse on the left with a little house on the right. The little farm on the left, there's 2 military tents there. And across is a little barn. Go in that barn. There's grenades, gas masks. That is another loot spot. Okay. If we backtrack now, we're going to the bridge that we got all the ammo at. Okay. Now you can take a right, go through Clyde Hill. Okay. Go around Clyde Hill. At the Orchid Dam is a lot of loot, a lot of blue scaffolds, and tons of loot everywhere at the Orchid Dam. All right. So you want to go to the Orchid Dam to get a lot of loot. Lots of it. There's a lot of loot here at the airfield too. But when you come into the airfield, right, you're coming in. Okay, you take a left. Along the beach here is some of those little bin buildings, tin buildings. In those tin buildings is loot. There's 10 buildings here with tents. There's loot. Okay, the white houses don't really have much unless you're in a modded server, but behind the second row of modded houses, white houses, is like a bunch of those 10 buildings here. There's a ton of loot. Lots and lots of loots. It's very good. Okay, trailer parks also have lots of loot. There's a trailer park in between Cinepark and Brightmoor. It is called Pine Parks. That is here in between Pinecrest and Brightmoor on the north side of the river. That has lots of loot as well. Okay, this is Woodhaven. Alright. The bridge here. I'm sure you're familiar with it. But if you keep going this way, there's a bridge here. On this side of the bridge, right here at Woodhaven. Okay, by Woodhaven, I guess. There is military checkpoint right here where there's lots and lots of loot for everybody. That Putin would be proud. In Hayward Valley, okay, there's a police station here. There's lots of loot. Down this main road here in the middle, There's a big blue. That's what we call it, big blue. There's lots of scaffolds and lots of loot around it all. Down this main road too, there's a scaffolding here, and a scaffolding here with lots and lots of loot. There's also scaffolding on this end road right here before the gas station, and there's not usually something there, but you might as well check it because it's scaffolding. Orchid Dam, you go through this tunnel by the Orchid Dam. At the end of it, right here, there's scaffolding there. There's scaffolding before it here too, and obviously at the end. Alright guys, so that is the loot. You get the loot. Okay, another tip branching off of that is the 2 bunkers. Okay, the bunkers. Start at Brightmoor. Go across the bridge. Follow this road. You take your first right. Not path. There's a path here. There's a path here. Don't take the path. Take the road. You bang another right here. Come down. There's like a little parking area. Take a left. Follow the dirt path now. There's a bunker here. Okay, anytime I refer to bunker, there's a generator that powers the bunker doors. You are going to need oil. You're going to need diesel. You're going to need drive belt to get into the bunker. Okay, this one's easy. The Brightmoor bunker is what we call it. Okay, you open up the doors. You go inside. There's zombies. You need a gun. Don't be stupid. Go in there with a fucking shovel or a squeegee. You won't last long. There's an armory in there that has lots of loot. Okay, you know Woodhaven. You come up Woodhaven. There's that checkpoint there. Across this bridge. It's a good point here. This bridge. If you go up the hill, you should see like a like a satellite dish up here. I'll use that as a marker. The satellite dish by Woodhaven in the back of it, right here. There's a bunker here. Okay, right in the middle. You can't miss it. There's a fenced-in area that goes around it like this. Okay, in the middle, there's usually a horde of zombies, so be careful. There's a little garage building with a yellow generator at it. You need to power up the generator the same way you did the other one. Diesel, oil, drive belt. Turn it on. Go down into the bunker along the cliff here. And this one is very complex, so you need to watch a video on how to get to the loot. There's electric water you got to turn off. There's 3 loot rooms. This bunker is the real deal, okay? And then also at the Orca Hospital, there's tons of scaffolding here. Okay, tons of scaffolding. At the end here in the back, there's yellow tents. The yellow tents have a lot of loot. You can loot the fuck up there, get a lot of shit you need, okay? Also, alright, you have the Cinepark, right? There's a radiation zone right here that also has the yellow tents that have good loot. It's worth it going into it if you have the meds to med up and get the loot you need, but that is all the loot areas. So for the 10th and final tip, I'm going to show you where to find cars. I'm going to go through this one quickly. Don't want to waste any already. In Brightmoor, you can find cars. There's a parking lot back here with some garages. Sure, you can find cars there. At the motel, you can find cars there. In Brightmoor as well, you come down the road, Pinecrest Derby, you can find cars in the parking lot here. You can down the back. There's that trailer park I referred to earlier. You can find cars there. In Pinecrest, you can find cars behind the hardware store, so the parking lot here. You can also find cars in Fairfield. Usually in the back here at the warehouses, or in the same area you can find base parts here or in the parking lot here. Also this whole road, it'd probably be easier if we go to Salton first. In Salton you can find cars in front of this gas station. Also along this back road, this dead end road, you can find cars here. Okay, if you come this way in Salton down the main road before the bridge, take a left. There's houses here that there are cars at. Come down this road, you come to a crossroads. Come down this way, there's cars along here. Also cars along here and here. Okay, and these houses, the farms, there's cars here. And then there's regular houses like off, there's like little hills that go down. There's cars in these hills. And also cars that spawn at the Stairway to Heaven as well. Right, if you come down to Rocky Ripple, there's ATVs and buggies that spawn across from Rocky Ripple at that house with a rock wall. And also in Rocky Ripple, it's cars as well, as long as where Horseshoe Beach is. Along the beach, there's car spawn in a parking lot here. Small parking lot, looks like a little checkpoint. It's got the thing, a little map on it. Or you can park to walk to the beach. There's a car spawn there. And then also there's a house here with a garage with a car spawn. Okay, now you come down this way, bang a right, and go, you know, towards Woodhaven. Or if you come across the Sultan Bridge, then you go across the other bridge to go to Woodhaven. Take a left at that bridge here, that little red house I talked about earlier. There is a car spawn there at that house, usually a buggy or a truck. In Woodhaven, there's a Capital Munch about right here, and behind that there's a car spawn, and then behind that there's a wall, and there's a couple you know, houses with garages. In those garages there's a car spawn also at Woodhaven. There's a car spawn if you come down past Woodhaven and go all the way down to the gas station. Follow this road outside of Woodhaven all the way down at the gas station, car spawn. Go back, there's a little driveway that leads to the back of the gas station. Follow that down. Go along the water, the pond, you will get to a paint shop almost, and there is a car spawn there. In Hayward, you have a bunch of car spawns. You have them at the police station, police cars, the SWAT trucks, all them goodies. Also in the docks to the back, here on the left, you have cars that spawn there. Not at these docks, actually. Yes, at these docks there's also a car spawn there. This main strip, Woodhaven, or in Hayward, car spawns. Here, this back strip, there's cars that spawn on it, and then off to the back on this side there is, you know, parking lots behind the bigger buildings that have car spawns along it. By this gas station there's the motel across the street that has a car spawn there as well. This is Hayward Residential. There's car spawns, one right here at a house, and then one in the center of the road right here where I'm circling as well. In the middle of Hayward Valley, there is car spawns here by Big Blue, outside in the courtyard, and then you come down by this gas station. In the gas station, car spawn. Across from the gas station is a car spawn, and then also there is a garage right here that has a car spawn as well. There's car spawns on the Orca Dam too. There's car spawns at Clyde Hill. Get those. There's one that's area back here, and there's in the middle of Clyde Hill. You can't miss it. It's a small town. Cape Bay car spawn right here by the water tower. You know, there's one that spawns here. There's one that spawns here. There's one that spawns here. There's one that spawns here, and there's one that spawns over here. May be hard to tell, but you basically get it. There are cars in Cape Bay. Okay. Now there's also this main road that leads to Cape Bay from Brightmoor. You come down it past, there's a warehouse here. Past the warehouse, keep going towards Cape Bay. There's a little path that leads down here to houses on the shore, and at these houses on the shore there is also car spawns there. Yes, there's car spawns here at this gas station. Car spawns over here at this place as well, this little residential place in Bedford and the hospital. There's cars everywhere. You can't miss them. You can't miss them. Can't find them. They're probably taken on the server, and yeah, that's it. They're gone. You can't get them anymore. So you're kind of screwed, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, screwed, and that might get you kind of salty. That might make you feel like Star-Lord, because fuck it, Star-Lord's a badass. I'm just gonna drop the mic here and shout out. Yeah, baby. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips and tricks helped you at all. And like I said, subscribe, follow me. You have all the information you need on my profile. If you like the video, check it out. Thumbs up, all that good shit. I'm going to be coming out with more videos all the time, different games. Leave comments what games you want to do. Leave comments on what videos you want me to make, whether it's Miscreated, whether it's fucking anything. I don't give a damn what you can. Leave a comment how you feel, what I can do better on, how I can make this all better for you. Alright guys, so thank you very much. I appreciate you for watching. Take care, and you guys are fucking awesome. Goodbye. Goodbye.